Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Now that you know from the thumbnail what's coming in this video, so before I jump into all these short story book recommendations, let me tell you that short stories are going to help you like a real stress buster. If you're someone who's always on the go, if your life is full on hustle and you get these very short duration of free time, and instead of just scrolling through your phone, you can pick up any short story book. No pressure to start from page 1, and you can literally open up any story anywhere in the book and just dive in. I mostly read short stories during my exam season to avoid the burnouts. You can do that too. So without any further delay, let me get into the recommendations. The first book that I'm going to recommend is Stories from Sarat Chandra by Sarat Chandra Chattopadhyay. This book is basically divided into two segments. The stories of the first part are very calm and gentle, like eases you softly, but the other half of the stories are very much deeply emotional and quite heartbreaking, to be honest. So what I love about Sarat Chandra's writing is that this man manages to bring out raw human emotions in just few pages. If you like emotional depth without reading a whole novel, I think this one's perfect. This is one thing about short stories, is that this short stories does not require a commitment, unlike a novel. I give you a warning that some of the stories in this book might leave you in tears, but in a good way. Next up, we have Prem Purana by Usha Narayanan. Just look at the cover, what a beauty. This one's quite interesting because it's not a typical short story collection. This book includes 3 novellas. Now, if you don't know what a novella is, let me tell you that novellas are basically short novels, but they are very shorter than a regular novel and longer than a short story. Novellas are usually 50 to 60 pages long, whereas short stories are around 4 to 5 pages long. So this book is a collection of mythological love stories about the Hindu epics. The first story is about Lord Ganesha and how he manages to impress his wives into marrying him. And in the next story, in the second story, we see the stories about Ravan and his wife Mandodari and the adversities she faced during her course of her life with Ravan. Honestly, I was so angry on Ravana the whole time while reading this book, because how could somebody do such things to one's wife? But also then I kept reminding myself that I cannot do anything about it. You will know what I'm talking about if you happen to read this book someday. The third story is about King Nala and his wife Damayanti. So in the story we see that King Nala lost everything in a game of dice, literally everything, his kingdom, his wealth and all that he had, and Damayanti stood by his side through all the thick and thin. But then they were separated by fate for a long time. Also, this one's my favorite among all the 3 stories, but in the end, their love brought them back together. Next up, we have Before Your Memory Fades by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This one is the third book from the Before the Coffee Get Cold series, but don't worry, you don't have to start from book 1 or read the entire series to get this one. They are not all connected like that, but each book is set in the same little cafe in Japan where if you sit in a chair, you can travel back in time. But there are certain rules, like you cannot change anything from the past, and you can only meet the people that have visited the cafe at least once. And another rule was that you have to return to the present time before your coffee gets cold. So we see here people revisiting the moment whether to say somebody goodbye or to understand something that they did not back then. But the stories in this book are not at all fast paced or so dramatic. They are very gentle and incredibly touching. So if you want to read something slow and warm, so this one's perfect for you. Next up, we have Nails and Eyes by Kaori Fujino. Sorry, I do not have a physical copy of this book with me right now. So this book is a collection of 3 stories. One of them is a novella and the rest 2 are short stories. And the stories in this book are very strange, like very peculiar. The novella that this book has is named Nails and Eyes, by the way. So we see a very unsettling story told from a perspective of a little girl watching her father's new girlfriend moving into their lives after her mother passed away. And while reading this book, you will feel the tension and the confusion, but cannot get what exactly it is. Many people say that this book falls under the horror genre, but I don't think so. I mean, it's not horror, but it still haunts. The writing style of these stories is such that it leaves a lot of things unsaid. And if you're a fan of such creepy things, there you go. If I'm talking about short story collections and I don't mention Ruskin Bond, what am I even doing? So yeah, the next book is The Night Train at Dewley by Ruskin Bond. All of Ruskin Bond's short story collections are brilliant, but for this particular video, I have picked this one. The stories in this book are nostalgic and witty as well. We see here around 30 stories, and all of them are equally amazing. The stories are such that when you're having a bad day, you read any of the stories and you will feel much better. Next up, we have Chicken Soup for the Indian Spiritual Soul. This book is a collection of 101 real life stories about people across India. So, we see here stories about faith and divine connection, basically miracles. And the theme of the stories are mostly karma and how our intuition saves us sometimes, and destiny. So, yeah, when you need a reminder of the magic in everyday life, this is it. This one's just perfect for that thing. And finally, we have Malguri Days by R.K. Narayanan. I have so much love for this book. So, the stories in this book are set in a fictional South Indian town named Malguri, and the stories capture the everyday life of the ordinary people in the most beautiful way. It's like so full of humor and irony, and has the perfect Indian flavor. And the writing style of this book is so simple and very beginner friendly. If you're new to reading, I recommend you to start your reading journey with this book. So yeah, that was it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll come up with another one next week. Till then, bye bye and keep reading.